My name is Timothy Pakron. I'm a cookbook author and food blogger, born and raised in Gulfport, Mississippi. I currently live in New Orleans, Louisiana. Today I'm making one of my favorite recipes, gumbo. This was one of the first recipes I ever learned to make. My mama taught me when I was a young teenager. This was instrumental in my cooking because it taught me how to start with the foundation of quality ingredients and how to layer flavors. The most important ingredient is time. My family's roots are Sicilian and Polish. Both immigrant families settled in the U.S., and my grandparents on both my mother and father's side ended up in New Orleans, which means my parents were born and raised here. Moving back to this vibrant city that is rich in history and traditions has been a full circle in my life, and I'm so happy to live here. It's been a huge source of inspiration in my cooking and what I share with the world. Gumbo is a beautiful representation of the mix of culture that exists in southern Louisiana, in particular in New Orleans. The dish was created from a combination of different influences, including African, Native American, French, and Spanish. What I find so special about gumbo is that it's unique to every family. My mama learned how to make it as a young adult, and she made it her own. She then taught me how to make it, and I've learned to make it my own as well. My expression of gumbo celebrates plants and mushrooms and the beautiful textures and flavors they provide. As a young child, I can remember so vividly waking up on the weekends to the smell of my mama making gumbo. When the trinity of onions, green bell peppers, and celery hit the roux, the aroma would waft throughout the house. There's nothing quite like it. Growing my own food and incorporating them into my recipes has been incredibly grounding for me. When I can use these ingredients and incorporate them into a dish like gumbo, it is incredibly profound. Even if I can't grow all the food that I eat, by incorporating just some of it into my cooking, it makes my recipes and photography meaningful. Sprouting something from seed and watching it grow has intensified my connection with nature, which has brought me a joy unlike any other. One of the most powerful experiences that has happened starting my garden is my love for supporting pollinators. Instead of only growing things for my own personal use, gardening has taught me to help and support all creatures. By inviting them into my space, a magical sense of community has been created, something that I've never felt before with non-humans. As a passionate home cook, food stylist, and photographer, plating my food is an integral part of how I cook. Using pottery from East Fork has become not only a huge part of my brand, but also a part of my life. Collecting and using beautiful handmade pottery from a southern company that has the same values as me is extremely special. Cooking food and sharing it with my loved ones is in my blood. It's a part of who I am. But sharing my recipes with the world and having you be able to make them and share them with your friends and your family is what's most special of all.